Okay, I have the Simplex with the SP24 coil on it, and I have my lab with the 6-inch smart coil on it, and I have a 1-inch, 1 gram gold ring, 14 karat gold ring, and I have about 1.5 grams silver ring, and I'm going to bury it next to the fence there about 3 inches, because that's about the average. Probably 2 inches is the average depth that I find jewelry right next to the fence here. And I'll show you, I found so much jewelry next to the fence, it's just absolutely sickening. This whole fence all around here. I'm a couple blocks away from my house, and I have 2 coats on right now because it's bone chilling out right now. That wind kicks up. It was 27 degrees last night, so it's really cold this morning. And what I'll do is I'll bury it about right there about 2.5 inches each one of these rings here, and I'll try to hit it with each of these detectors, because the rings, you know, they're playing basketball or they're in the court there, and the rings tend to roll just like coins. You know, jewelry like jewelry that comes off, it usually just lands in there and just lands on the ground, but rings tend to roll and hit this fence and just go right there, right along this strip right here, about 6 inches from that fence there. I've found a lot of jewelry through the years, man, just sniping stuff. So I'll just clear out an area right here, and I'll sweep over it first, make sure there's nothing in there. Looking good. Okay. It's clear. And I'll take this gold ring, and I'll just take it right there, and I'll bury it at 2.5 inches deep, right there. About 2 inches deep, and I have a string on it so I don't lose it because it's next to the fence, you know. Right there. It's about 2 inches deep, right there. And it's laying flat. I'll take this silver ring here, buried about 3 inches away from the fence, about four inches away from the fence. Pop a plug there. This silver ring, I'll go a little bit deeper because it'll hit it really good. I'm thinking it'll hit it really good. See, just lots of junk here. So I'll just bury this one a little bit deeper here. Right there. Laying flat, right there. Just like so. And I'll put some soil over it. So I got some string on it, because it's I might lose it, you know, next to the fence there, because it's so close to the fence. It's hard to get those targets right next to the fence, extract them out. But I'm gonna see if the Equinox will hit it. I'll noise cancel again. And it's a multi-frequency, Park 1. Have to open this up a little bit because I have 2 coats on, because it's so bone chilling today. Oh, let me redo that here. Not gonna hit that. Not gonna hit it, right? I'll go up with my gain all the way. Not gonna hit it. Not gonna hit it in Park 1, right? Not gonna hit it in Park 1. So I'll go to multi-frequency and go to 20 kilohertz. Oops. Oops. 20 kilohertz right here. Not gonna hit it. Not gonna hit it. I'll go to 40 kilohertz. Not gonna hit it. Not gonna hit it. Right? It's just not gonna do it. So I'll go to Park 2, multi-frequency. Not gonna hit it. It's hitting that silver ring just a little bit. It's hitting that silver ring there. It's actually hitting the gold ring too. But see, if I get right up next to the fence there, it's actually hitting the iron. See, watch, I'll put my iron on here. So what it's doing is, it's not liking the iron. It's making it so I can't get up right next to that fence there. So I can drop it down here a little bit, the gain. Still hitting it. It's really liking that gold ring. Now I'll go in at 40 kilohertz and hit that gold ring even better. Watch. See, I'll go along here. It's not hitting that silver in 40 kilohertz, but it is really liking that gold ring in 40 kilohertz. Really liking the ring. Now I'll go into multi-frequency. It's hitting it. It's hitting it. It really likes that gold ring. I know this about the Equinox. Equinox really likes gold, man. Really likes gold. And now I'll go to park or to field 1, and I'll spank it out big time. Big time. Hitting it hardcore. See, the closer I get to that fence, it knolls it out. It knolls that silver ring down there. Let me see, where's my string at? It's right there. So it's hitting it. It's doing very good. I like it. Now I'll go with the Simplex, if I can get my Equinox out of my arm there. Now I'll go with the Simplex. Just turn it on. And I'll have to ground balance it here. .61, 62, that's really low. I'll start out in park 1 mode here. I'll get up right next to this fence over here too. See the iron? It's not hitting that gold ring. It's actually hitting the gold ring a little bit. Let me come over here where there's nothing is at and go away from it. It's hitting it really good. Now we'll go to park 2. My gain is all the way up. It's still hitting that silver ring at park 2. Oh, it's really liking that gold. In park 2, it's really liking that gold ring a lot. So I'm testing these machines out. You know, I do this. I don't do this a lot, but I want to test gold, silver, jewelry, coins, pull tabs next to the fence here, so I know what to listen for, right? And I want to know how far I want to be away from that fence to not hit it at certain gains, right? I can drop the gain down here. See, go along here. It's hitting that ring right there. If I get any tones next to a fence, man, I dig them out. And they're hard to extract because you got that fence there. I always want to pull the material out, pull the plug out and pull the dirt out this way away from that fence, because I've lost so much stuff next to that fence there. Or if it's deeper, you know, if it's like 4 or 5 inches deep, which I have gotten jewelry and rings 4 or 5 inches deep right next to this fence here, and when they're that close to the fence, they're really hard to find because your pinpointer just wants to pinpoint the fence instead of your target down there. It's been in several of my videos. Four gain. Lift my gain up here a little bit. It's not liking that silver as much. The Simplex is not liking that silver coin as much, but with the Equinox, I can get closer to the sweet spot. I'm gonna mute it. with the Equinox, with that 6-inch coil, you know, there's a long way. I got about 4.5 inches here to go from the edge of my coil to my sweet spot, which is right in the center of this coil here. And I can't get close to that fence because I'll be hitting that fence on the edge of my coil. But it doesn't affect the Simplex nearly as much as the Equinox. The Equinox, I've noticed that big fences or big iron, it really affects your target recovery. But as you've seen there, 40 kilohertz was killing that gold ring right there at 2.5 inches deep. The silver, I mean, it performed a lot better than the Simplex did, but I think they're pretty much comparable because I would dig both of those signals, right? It doesn't matter what kind of detector you have, man, really. It's about how you know the settings, and do some tests on some subjects here, you know, on some targets that you bury in the ground there. I mean, sure, this is only a test, and these rings have not been in there for a long time. And once those rings or those coins or that jewelry has been in there for a lot of years, man, you hit on it a lot better, because those targets create a conductive halo around in that clod of dirt under there, and you just hit it a lot better. If I let these sit there for a year or two, man, it would just be banging. Any metal detector would pretty much bang those. So it's really not about the metal detector that you have. It's mostly about the choice of coil that you're using. You know, I use a lot of different coils, and I prefer the smaller coils. And this coil is really nice because I can get close to that fence. See, I only have about 3 inches away from the edge of that coil there till I hit that fence, so I can get the center sweet spot. This coil really has a really good sweet spot right in the center of it. That coil there has the sweet spots right in the center of it too, but it's very, very sensitive on the outer perimeters of this. This one is more sensitive on the outer edges. I can take that gold ring there. Watch, I'll just go like this. Did I break it? No. I'll extract it out. Extract that gold ring out there, and right there. And I'll take this gold ring, and I don't know if it'll fit around my finger with my, but I'll just turn it back on here. And I'll show you how sensitive this coil is on the outer edge of the coil. See? I get the same tone no matter how far I'm away from this target here. Until I get way out here, right? This is only an air test. It's not really a depth test. I don't really take a lot of consideration in air tests if you're going for depth. I want to hear the tones, right? I'm getting the same tone up here, right there, down here, and they're pretty much the same numbers too. You know, I can get a long way away from that, and I'm still getting nine numbers. This one reads up as a solid 9. And with the Simplex, you know, the further you get away from that coil, it starts getting really chattery, and you start getting some iron tones in there with pretty much all the targets. And the numbers are super jumpy on the Simplex. I mean, very, very jumpy. This ring will read up just in the 40s to the 20s, the teens, just all over the place. With the Anfibio, this coil is very stable. So I learned something new today. I just want to stay a little bit further away from that fence there with the Equinox coil, so I can hit it right on the edge of the coil, so I don't get too close to that fence there, because it just nulls it out. With the Simplex, it doesn't do that. I can get right up next to the fence there and sweep over it, but I'm still not hitting it. I have to go a long way back. I'm just only hitting it on the outside of the coil, because that fence is still affecting my target recovery. Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe.